Welcome back, you Degenerates, the number one fantasy football podcast in the world. I'm your host, Mike, with my dear friend, Billy Wilson. How you doing?
I'm good, Mike. I'm a little tired. Listen, you try that intro over and over and over. But guess what?
It's overreaction week 2, baby, and we're kicking it off.
Hey, Joe Green.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Mike's got a lot of energy after, 20 tries on the waiver wire video, another 100 tries here at the intro.
I'm strained. That's a big word for me. I'm strained.
I think football had him a little too gassed up over the weekend.
Yeah, he's hyped up. He went 3-0.
First time in my life.
He also lost all of his money. So
That's impressive.
You can't win everything in life.
Yeah. Nope. Joe Green, how'd your fantasy teams do this week?
2-2.
Yeah.
I'm not too upset.
Yeah, you blew me out, and then Mike blew you out. In
That team's
league.
fucked, by
We're not talking
that
about.
team's
Listen, blew him out. We're not talking about blowing people over here.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Come on.
3 minutes
It's
into the
too early.
podcast.
Come on. This is why we're
already
never gonna
into
get monetized, Mike.
Yeah.
We're just one day of no
you said
dick
blew
jokes.
me. Exactly what you said.
Unbelievable, this guy. It's overreaction week. A lot of stuff happened.
Lots of news.
It was good to have football back.
Loved it.
But newsreel. Finally, week 1, post-week 1 newsreel. Up first, Elijah Mitchell to miss 8 weeks. You hate to see that. Jeff Wilson is a must-add, as Mr. Harcher had next to me posted in his waiver wire plug video. Next up, Mike, I think you should take this one, though.
Dak Prescott. He is not being moved to IR, but I expect him to still miss 4 games. He's looking to get killed by his owner. It's not looking good for him.
Yeah, what's the word I'm thinking of?
What?
Prediction?
Prediction.
Or-
Thank
My
you.
prediction, yeah, he's
Yeah.
undraftable.
Yeah.
I told you that.
Apparently he's undraftable. Mike was right, and we were just making fun of him the whole time. Next up, Alvin Kamara has injured ribs. It's not a great sign considering that they signed Latavius Murray today. Don't like that as somebody who owns Kamara. But it didn't seem too serious. The way they were talking about it, it was not broken.
It wasn't serious, but then they added somebody. So then why?
Made me worry.
I think it's precautionary.
Yeah.
We'll see. You got to see what happens this week in practice. So.
Yeah, and big thing for me was they added Latavius Murray, who already knows the offense, doesn't need to be on that practice squad. It worries me a little bit. Keenan Allen most likely going to miss Thursday's game with a hamstring injury. If the coach had any sense, he'd definitely keep him on the bench this week because it's a short week. T. Higgins is in a concussion protocol. Any ideas what you guys think he's going to play this weekend or not?
He probably will.
I hope
Usually
so.
they turn around.
Usually they miss a week.
I really hope he plays this week.
I hope he does too, but
I mean, I don't remember him ever getting a concussion before this, so we'll see.
Yeah. Chris Godwin out for multiple weeks, most likely with a hamstring injury. Julio Jones' stock has never been higher. And Kenneth Walker has been reported to return to the team this week, according to Pete Carroll, and will be playing on the field this weekend. You guys think that's true or not?
it's tough to doubt Pete Carroll when he says that he's going to play, but I'll take him for his word for now, and we'll see what practice says tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's hernia, so, I mean, like, why not? It's not like a knee. It's not like he has a rehab, really. I mean, not to my knowledge.
I've never had a hernia, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, my balls stay in place.
I actually say it's hard not to trust Pete Carroll's word, but he also said Russell Wilson would be their quarterback this year, and then he traded him 2 weeks later, so I rescind my
Was it
statement.
him that traded him?
They also
Yes, it was definitely him.
He also said that he's going to let Russ cook last year, and he didn't, and then just let Gino throw the ball 30 times.
He's cooking.
We'll get into it, but I think that's Russ. I think that's his offense. That's just how he is.
All right. Kick it off, Mike.
Thursday night, Chargers versus the Chiefs. We're not here to go over like basically what we think about it. We're talking about the players. Week 1, stats. So we're going to kick it off. Mahomes clearly did not miss a step without Tyreek. He went for 30 attempts, 39.
Nope.
Good
The other way around.
39 attempts, 30 passes, 5 TDs. Went to basically everyone on the field. Pacheco led the rushing attempts, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire Clearly outscored them with 2 simple little dinky passes.
Yeah.
It's hard to see exactly where that's going to go. I think they're going to split carries for the remainder of the season.
One thing to note, though, Pacheco had a lot of garbage time.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they were up.
this is the NFL came out this year and said that we're only going to have good games on Thursdays from now on. So, the bright side.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah.
Where the money is.
On the flip side of the ball, where the hell was Mike Williams last week? Pay the guy $60 million and he has 4 targets? It's not enough.
Herbert threw to 9 different wide receivers.
Yeah.
Well, Keenan Allen got hurt in the first half, and then they just spread the ball around to whoever was open at that point.
Yeah. Nobody had more than 4 targets.
I'm saying
Keenan Allen had 4 targets in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
That's Allen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He just was going to Keenan Allen. Mike Williams got, I don't even know, got strapped up. Just did not have a good game.
Yeah.
Mike Williams had 62 snaps, 31 routes ran, only had 4 targets, as we previously mentioned. Over last year, he only had 2 games with less than 4 targets.
Big shout out to me. Tight end whisperer told you guys Gerald Everett would be something this year.
He wasn't bad. I think he had 50 yards and a touchdown?
Yeah.
In that range?
Any tight end that's going to wear single digits going to ball out.
Number 7. 30 receptions, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
He could be a weekly streamer.
Could be.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see when Parham, right? That's the other tight end. When he comes back. Also, without Keenan Allen, I'd imagine Gerald Everett's definitely a streaming play for this week against the Chiefs.
Chiefs not good on defense usually, so.
Yeah, I want to say I think we kind of skipped over the Chiefs a little quick there. Like we've mentioned almost nothing other than Patrick Mahomes and
the Chiefs are probably the best offense in the NFL.
Yeah, but did you take anything away from their receiving core and how we saw? I mean, the ball was spread out everywhere. Clearly, yeah. I do think Juju's clearly number 2 behind Kelsey.
Yeah.
I think everyone else was just scattered all over the place.
Yeah, they were just doing whatever they wanted. So this game's a little bit tougher for them. Chargers have a better defense. It's a short week. So this week will kind of really tell what the Chiefs' offense will really look like. When in that condensed week against a better defense, who they really rely on. When you have 66 offensive plays and you have 33 first downs, you can do what you want. You can throw the ball to Andy Reid. He's going to get a first down.
It'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs actually do, because this is probably the best scenario to actually shut down Kelsey. And not that you shut down Kelsey, but the Chargers have the recipe to actually, do something against him with their safeties.
Well, with Derwin James.
Right? James, because there's not really a man out there with that size and speed.
I still think, I think, one, first off, the Cardinals will be the defense everyone's streaming against, like, all their players. But 2, when Kelsey starts playing better defenses, let's see how often he gets doubled, and then who steps up.
Yeah.
I don't think the Cardinals did any of that week 1. I don't think the Cardinals knew what they were doing week 1.
They didn't care.
Hey, Cliff Kingsbury said after the game that they don't practice hard enough. It's like, well, jackass, you're the coach. But back on the Chiefs, like, I think that we'll get a better indication once they play good defense.
This will be their first test.
That's why I wasn't really talking too much about them, because we didn't see anything. We didn't really get a good look at what they need to do, what they need to work on. They just did whatever they wanted.
And it's a rivalry game. This is going to be the hardest defense they play in their division.
Easily.
Yeah.
Next up, let's go Sunday. For 1 p.m. games, we got the Colts versus Jaguars. Let's all talk about CMC a little bit. People that took CMC over
Jonathan Taylor.
John Taylor clearly looked better for Jonathan Taylor. People that took him 1 overall.
Yeah.
It's too early to tell, of course.
But early reports.
Early
reports say that Jonathan Taylor is the easier, better, safer, more talented pick than Christian.
He looked like he had some upside to me, and all those people who say he didn't have upside. I don't know.
Yeah,
he looked good. Did you see that fumble that he picked up and just fucking ran with it?
Yep.
It looked great. It looked really good. I honestly just think it was this game plan and how he didn't get his opportunities. I think, that was kind of Carolina's playbook to put it in Baker's hands. They clearly wanted Baker to win that game.
Did Baker win that game?
Field goals.
Almost.
Field goals.
But they didn't, right?
They did not.
That's not the game we're on, but I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
I just want to say back on Jonathan Taylor real quick. saw 7 targets.
Yeah.
That's huge. Like, if he's going to see, like, 4 or 5 targets a game in the receiving game, like,
his stock goes up.
Yeah, I mean, even more so as number 1 running back in fantasy.
Also some game script in there because somehow they tied.
Yeah, clearly they're trailing.
I mean, I know that like a lot of smart people are betting on the Texans, but a tie? Come on. Come on.
Well, did you see Lovie Smith punted it on 4th and 3 in overtime with the game on the line?
You're damn right.
He was happy with a tie.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. You got to play for the win. Playing for a tie is
They played really good. Dave Mills looked great. Just going to say that. We're not talking about that.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later. Basically, a lot of people were talking about how James Robinson and ETN debate. That's what it all came down to. The snaps were pretty even, 51-49. It looked pretty good in snap possession. Yeah. Of course, James Robinson, he looked better. He had more of an opportunity on the yards. And ETN dropped a touchdown pass.
Ball was way too high.
It was actually, yeah.
Ball was way too high.
Way too high.
Now that we've all had 36 hours to understand that ball was a bad throw.
He clearly it hit him in his hands and he dropped the touchdown.
I agree. He should have caught that, but it's not all on him.
But don't sleep on ETN. I think that it's going to continue to be 50-50.
I'm buying low.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm buying low on him. ETN played 75% of long down yardage. That was a tongue twister.
Yeah.
And all of the last 2 minutes of offense. And all 2 minutes offense.
Well, he's clearly the third down back, the receiving back. I don't agree with this stat. Well, I do, and I obviously you can't disagree with it, but I saw 100% of the short yard snaps. James Robinson had a 3-yard touchdown. They determined short yardage by 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a silly, that's not exactly true.
I've put the whole stat in there, but it's.
I know it's part of the entire outlook, but I just think that's a little misleading because James Robinson had a 2.5-yard touchdown that technically
it was a passing touchdown.
Right.
Yeah, where Trevor threw it right in his chest. Crazy, right?
Wow.
We were watching that game. I was like, oh wow, look, he threw the ball right into James Robinson's face.
I'm just saying ETN has a better brother out there playing at Florida.
Yeah, I said that on Saturday to Mike, and I slightly agree. He's bigger.
No, he's not. He's smaller than ETN.
No, he's like, shorter, but he outweighs him by 40 pounds.
Oh, maybe that's so. Yeah.
My big thing about going back to the Colts was, is Matt Ryan better than Carson Wentz?
Might not have looked like it on Sunday, right?
Yeah, it really didn't look.
I feel like he fumbled like 5 or 6 times.
He fumbled twice.
Joe Burrow?
No, Matt Ryan. He fumbled twice.
He fumbled twice, but he bobbled it a couple times after that.
Just want to say, I was on the train where I didn't think Matt was that much better than Carson. I got slandered for that.
I think that they both aren't great, but I really did think Matt Ryan was better, and now I'm thinking that I might have to stream Carson Wentz this week.
I'll also correct myself. It's 4 fumbles. Matt Ryan. 4
Not
fumbles.
4 fumbles?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He fumbled nonstop.
Yeah. There's a lot of mediocre football being played this weekend.
We could say like Matt maybe it's a slight upgrade over Pittman, but over Wentz, but it's notable with Michael Pittman. First game, 13 targets, second most of his career, 7 more than any other Colts receiver. I think that's evident that Matt Ryan's better at getting the ball than Pittman than Carson. Even in one game, I feel confident in that.
I think he clearly knows that there's no other wide receiver in that goddamn locker room.
Yeah, because Alec Pierce, your rookie of the year,
he dropped touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
3 of them. I'm not gonna miss.
Yeah, he dropped 1 touchdown. He hit 2. The other one was batted. That was he didn't drop it. It was
okay, now we're talking about batted.
It wasn't even. He didn't even touch it.
He didn't even get his hands on it. The guy batted it. Yeah. But yes, he was. They targeted him twice in the red zone though. That's progress.
I like 6'4".
No, I don't hate it. There's definitely value there somewhere down. I guess
down in those 18-man leagues.
Yeah. Mike was talking all this nonsense about how Michael Pittman never gets over 100 yards.
Finally did
it this week, no problem. Diving into the end zone.
Who else did they play? Exactly. So we'll wait.
No, yeah, true. They did play though.
So let me wait on that. I'm not gonna eat my words yet, but I very well could, because if he's getting 13 targets, it doesn't matter who you are. You're gonna be a top wide receiver.
Yep.
It's going to come down to game script because I was stumbling around all over this place today. But like obviously they're trailing. That's why he saw that many targets, and we'll see if that holds up. But,
Receivers have more than 150 targets on the year are 83% chance to be top 10 wide receiver, and right now, if he's averaging 10 and plus, he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver regardless.
One last thing before we move on to this game real quick. The Jaguars wide receiver room, Christian Kirk looked pretty good.
He looked great.
Also, Zay Jones had an insane amount of targets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to keep an eye on that till next week and revisit it when they played a better team other than the Commanders and see what the difference is.
Yeah, Zay Jones 9 targets.
I'm a
Christian
little
Kirk
interested
12.
in Zay Jones. I'm not willing to pull the trigger yet, but
I mean, he is probably Jones, not Zay Jones, the other Jones
Marvin.
Jr., Marvin Jones. Those two are the only two big wide receivers out there. So, and Zay Jones is obviously younger, should be faster than Marvin Jones out there these days at 35 or whatever age he is.
Yeah, I just want to say I think Christian Kirk is going to hit that 1,000-yard marker this year.
yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Boys, he's up for sale in our league if you're interested.
I do want it. Yeah, hit me. I'll DM you.
All right, Mike, let's move on.
Patriots versus Steelers Nets game. Najee twisted his ankle.
It's his foot.
Ankle. Yeah.
He's most likely going to be back this week.
That's what I read. In the beginning, it was supposed to be 2 to 3 weeks. He's like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm going to be in practice this week, and I'm going to be playing. So that's why we took Warren off of our top waiver wire of the week.
It's still, it could be owned because when he was on the field after Najee left, he was on the field every snap.
Yeah.
He didn't miss a snap.
I don't think Tony Snell, I think that's Tony Snell?
Yeah.
Snell, I don't know if that's his first name.
Benny
Snell?
Yeah.
There is a Tony Snell somewhere. Snell is.
Tony Snell plays basketball, Mike.
No, I think is there another Snell in the NFL? Snell has a brother. I know this for a fact.
Beanie or I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's not seeing nothing on the field.
Who isn't? Warren?
No, Benny
No.
Snell.
Oh,
Snell.
Benny Snell.
Yeah, I mean, I said that a few weeks ago before the season started. I threw it in at the very end of the show. I don't know if anybody heard me. We can go back and Joe Green can clip it for me. This way I can run laps and he's going to be the backup. But big thing for me was Patty Muth. 10 targets, led the team in receiving yards. One thing I didn't like, George Pickens, 1 target. Threw a couple mean blocks, though. Still love that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Joe Green's laughing over there, but a wide receiver that's willing to block turns into Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is a guy who just throw a block.
I'm not making the scenario of blocking equals Cooper Kupp.
No, I'm saying a guy who's not afraid to just get in there gets rewarded.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp wasn't always a guy who got 15 targets a game, guys.
Pickens, he only had 1 target, but he had second most routes ran as a rookie. Number 1 being Dotson. Dotson was like 88.
No, it wasn't
88% of the time on the field.
88.
Calm down.
88
Can I?
fucking routes
You're always
ran.
jumping down my throat. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Because we don't think you're ever going to get to the finish line, Mike.
This is horrible.
It was 40 route ran for Dotson.
Yeah.
But yes, 88%.
Not for. I mean, I don't know how.
Out of
percentage
rookies.
for Pickens.
I know what he was, man.
How about your boy Stevenson?
Listen. Yeah, only had 1 less carry than Damian Harris, but he's only on the field for 9 snaps. So I don't like that. Ty Montgomery took the role in the passing game.
It said they
on
would.
But
He's on IR now.
yeah,
Is he?
But
That's
he's got a knee
good.
injury and he's on IR.
He was injured before this, and they I guess they decided to play him. It wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna play, so I
Yeah.
had him in my lineup. And I was like, oh man, what the hell is this?
You gotta be on the lineup this week.
Yep. So I'm worried. Like we talk about it all the time, Patriots offense. You never know what you're gonna get, but that offense looked bad.
Telling you, they'll be the worst offense in the NFL.
They might win like 3 games. They look bad.
If they win more than that, it's the defense.
Yep. The bright side, Jacoby Myers looked pretty good. Mike might be right, being he's one of the safest plays in the draft.
9 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe.
Mr. 10
That's more points than both your running backs this weekend.
I mean,
Joe?
I can't play him in my running back spot, or I would.
Yeah.
That-
I got nothing else to say about the Patriots.
Jones, he injured his back a little bit. I expect him to play and everything
X-rays
like that.
are negative. No
But-
broken back.
That's not looking good. You got injuries. Myers is even banged up a little bit too.
Devontae Parker did nothing.
Yeah, he
one,
did
one
nothing.
catch for 9 yards. I just don't see how any receiver on this offense is worthy of a roster. Yeah, Jacoby Myers is the one,
Yeah,
but
that's
other
it.
than that, like, there's not a single guy. Hunter Henry, like, people are hyped on him. He's got
This might be the first time that there should be nobody rostered.
No
No one in your
'cause-
starting lineup.
Because Jacoby should be rostered.
Yeah, but he's saying
No, I'm
you're
saying
starting-
Ramondre-
it's like there's not going to be one starter on anybody's team.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think so. Unless you're like in a real bad spot, like
Like
I am,
Stevenson
and I
pops
have
off.
Stevenson. But like, I'm not starting Stevenson this week, and I'll
I would.
talk about it later.
However, you have Steelers, but
Yeah. Let's move on.
what did you put this? Oh, you put Patty Muth with 10 most. All right.
Yeah, it's second most
Yeah.
targets for tight end. But
Not
it's
surprised.
It's not that relevant, but yeah, it was a good week for Patty Move.
Can I just say it was a down week for tight ends? Like, I think it's going to be a down year for tight ends, like I said.
So far, you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
When OJ Howard has
Sleeper.
2 touchdowns, it's definitely a down year.
Mark Andrews, Pitts, Waller, and obviously Kittle didn't play, so none of them had more than 12 points. Not great.
the second most, I think, was 14 points.
For tight end in
Was
general?
Everett?
I
mean,
I'll double check.
OJ Howard, too, but
Dalton had like 13.
I'll
said
double
14,
check,
right?
but
Yeah, he had like 13.5.
it was
I think
bad
Dalton
week for
Schultz.
tight ends outside of Kelsey.
go ahead, you can move on to the next one.
Bucs for Saints. Julio looked great. He was balling out there. He's on that whatever juice Brady
Steroids?
is.
The Brady, the
Brady
avocado
Avocado toast.
diet,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like green juice. Yeah.
that's his juice. Anyway, Julio looked great. Kamar barely saw the field. He is injured. They signed another running back. It's interesting to see exactly how injured he is. Michael Thomas didn't do much until the second half. He finally got 2 touchdowns. I'm still scared because if he didn't have those 2 touchdowns, like he didn't like do much besides that. Like he had a couple of catches, but it wasn't anything major.
He said after the game, he said he was still rusty. He even said, I haven't played football in a while. I need time to get back into it. But for a guy who hasn't played football in like 5 years, 2 touchdowns, 22 fantasy points, you kind of like that.
That's good. It won't be looking that good going against the Bucs. One of the better defenses in the league. Still.
Yeah.
I'm still concerned on how the Saints run their offense. Like, we're watching that game, and they're still just running the ball. And they didn't even run it that many times. It was only like 19 or 20 attempts. And they finally got to 34 passing yards. But Jameis just either getting sacked or being super conservative with how he throws the ball. I'm just worried overall. I mean, obviously, Jarvis Landry also had a big game with Michael Thomas. But
I think Landry is going to be the one to own in this. Like Michael Thomas
Turned
is there,
out-
but I think Landry is going to be the
Turned
one.
out when I thought I was
Landry.
wrong, I was
Olave-
right.
You are right. Olave is nothing. I don't care about
no,
him.
I just don't like
say
it
that.
in like if they play like this all year, he's not really ownable.
It's not
And it's a shame because he's
talented.
probably the most talented guy there right now.
well, it's 1 week. I still think they're going to need a deep ball to Olave.
Yeah.
At least a couple times a game they're going to attempt it.
Interesting. Are we picking up Hill at tight end?
No.
I'm not saying we as in us 3. I'm saying in general
No.
to the community.
I don't have any faith in it.
I mean, he had 4 carries. Like, he got 1 long one. If you take away
Yeah.
the 57-yarder, it's like...
But he did that every week. What if he has 3 passes 1 week, and then the next week he has 4 catches, and then
I thought-
what if he puts it all together?
Listen, I thought for sure he'd never see the field. Because, he's talented, but none of his contract's guaranteed. Sean Payton's not there. Who's still holding this guy?
The coach loves him.
I mean, I would too, I guess. The guy can do anything. You put him in his linebacker, he'll go play. He doesn't care. I
guess if you really need a streaming tight end and you need like a boom or bust guy, like a guy that's going to maybe get you like 17, 18 fantasy points, sure, go for it. But I would not feel confident throwing this guy in your lineup.
Would you
every
rather
week.
have Gerald Everett or would you rather have Taysom Hill?
No, give me Everett.
Especially Everett now that Allen is out.
Well, even if say Allen's in, say Allen obviously this week is a short week, he's not gonna probably won't play, but next week
I'm still
I'm still taking Everett.
It's too early to tell, for me.
okay.
Also, a tight end, second closest to Kelsey was O.J. Howard at 17 fantasy points.
Because he had
O.J. Howard's tight end too.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
19
We're
yards,
back
I
in
think 2
2018.
touchdowns.
Yeah, he made the most of his opportunities.
I think he only ran like 4 plays.
He had, it was something stupid like that. He had 2 receptions on 2 targets for 38 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. The Bucs were another team who didn't look great on offense. They couldn't really.
They're rusty.
They were rusty. We were talking about this before the podcast that if you don't play in preseason, your team's gonna be rusty.
I think their offensive line is
their offensive line is gonna be horrible.
It's a
Fournette looked good
disaster.
though. For a shit offensive line, Fournette looked real good.
Well, it's the difference between run blocking and pass blocking.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just still.
And even though Brady has one of the quickest releases, along with Rodgers, he's gonna need a little bit more time, especially to get Julio down the field.
Yeah, if they went that deep ball, they got to block for more than 2 seconds.
Because Julio's open.
Kill.
You saw it. He was open all day.
Julio's reported as the fastest guy on the team
It's true.
on Sunday morning.
He looked good. Like Julio's must own. If he's a free agent, you're spending to get him.
I think he's gonna stay on. Like if you have him, he's staying in the flex all year round.
Yeah,
especially with Godwin out.
Yeah, I love how they gave all that money to Russell Gage to block. It was a good contract for him.
They'll eventually give him the ball. You know, next Cooper Cup.
The next Cooper Cup.
Let's move on.
I just want to say
let's talk about Kamara.
You want to talk about Kamara?
I want to talk about Kamara.
All right.
40% of his time. He just ran 40% of his routes. That's 20% dip from last year. They were down all game. This should be up more than ever. Playing from behind, he should have seen a ton of targets his way. He's obviously got to be one of the most explosive weapons on that offense, and he wasn't used.
He was also apparently he was hurt.
He was hurt, but he played the whole game.
Yeah, he played the whole game, and I was
so if you play the
punching
game,
air.
you expect him to do something.
Yeah,
I'm chalking it up to the injury, but
again,
they had no business being behind in that game either.
I'm just chalking it up to injury. But this was my concern with Jameis. We saw this last year with them. Early on, they were not a good offense.
It's not the same Jameis we know.
It's not.
But my thing about Kamara going into the season was how many he missed. What 4 games last year?
I believe
he was
so,
running back
4 or 5.
8. He's on the field.
But
he
also,
produces.
Jameis didn't play most of that.
Doesn't matter who your quarterback is. He produces.
It does if it was Jameis. If we look back and looked at how Jameis did with them, it wasn't good.
All right.
I'd have to double check that, but yeah, he missed 4 games, and he did not play very well with Jameis.
Next up, we have the Commanders versus the Lions.
Fucking Antonio Gibson.
He's back. You wish you kept him.
No. This guy loses his job. Puts a hit out.
Puts a clear hit.
Yeah. Gets his competition shot at. Gets his job back, and has never played a better game in his life.
What I'm mad about, the guy who he paid the hit didn't even finish the job. Like, just fucking.
We don't want to kill him.
I don't want to take the
shoot him in the knee at least. Like,
you know what Antonio Gibson did? I think he just shoot him in the ass, right?
Yeah.
And then
hit him in the knee.
Get him out for a few weeks. Let me get my value up, and then they'll trade me.
To be fair, though, he did okay running the ball. It was the receiving work that did it for him. I mean,
he's never had that kind of work. 7
receptions, 72 yards. Didn't get the touchdown, but yeah, that's 14 fantasy points right there if you're in full PPR.
It's craziness.
So, Wentz, we like it? We don't like it?
I like it in this matchup. If you're streaming quarterbacks, I kind of like it this week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be continuing to throw to Curtis Samuel? Fluke or not fluke?
I don't know. I can't be sure. There's a lot of people saying, "Oh, Curtis Samuel, Ron Rivera loved him. He still loves him from Carolina. He's finally healthy." I don't know, man. There's a lot of mouths there. It was week 1. The play script kind of worked in their favor. They're playing the Jaguars. Now, they do have another positive matchup here, but I'm not spending my whole fat account on it. I'll tell you that.
I think between the injuries he dealt with last year, there's a lot of concern.
Yeah,
and
there is concern.
You need to. I'll trade for him. I'm not picking him up on waivers, man.
I mean,
that's just me. It's just I'm wary of Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
I think between him and Dotson, it's interesting to see going forth who is really going to be the main guy because it's going to be clearly one of them. Dotson ran most routes as a rookie.
What about Terry McLaurin?
I said rookie.
Oh.
Rookie. And
Curtis Samuel's like a fifth-year player, sixth-year player.
No, I know. I'm saying Dotson ran the most routes as a rookie. Samuel, we didn't see him at all last year. We saw him in maybe 2 games. Finally healthy. They clearly game stripped for him. He had 4 carries in the game. Like, they clearly think he's healthy. That is Ron Rivera's guy. He saw 11 targets. That's, like, crazy. Dotson, I think, saw 4, had 2 TDs out of it. He's going to be the deep play guy. But at the same time, does Curtis Samuel have more of a rep with Wentz? It would show me that he is because he has 11 targets. Why didn't he throw to Dotson?
I mean, it's week 1. Curtis Samuel's probably open more.
Well, they're both on the field. Dotson ran more, the same amount of routes.
Dotson runs straight most of the time, so.
We'll see. Like you said, there's too many mouths to feed, though.
Yeah, that's my concern.
They're going to be playing down most every game.
Yeah, I guess. But
Are they though?
Well, yeah, they still don't have Young yet.
I'm just saying, are the Commanders better than we thought they were? You know, are they better than Dallas?
Well,
yeah,
without that.
I mean,
yeah,
they might be the
Dallas.
They're probably the second best team in that division. Like
Dallas is last in that division right now with no Dak.
Yeah,
and with Dak, they probably wouldn't beat the Commanders still.
I think you got to just watch this target share in the coming weeks. Terry McLaurin only saw 4 targets. Luckily, he got the touchdown, so he salvaged your day.
That saved it.
Like, yeah, it was a 50-yard touchdown. Other than that, he had 1 catch for 8 yards. Yeah. I think you're really going to have to pay attention to their offense.
Yeah. 2 quick things about the Lions. First, Jamal Williams is an absolute vulture, and we all hate him. Shout out to Mike for dropping him an hour before the game started.
Yeah, in one of my leads.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 straight games now with 10 targets or more. Each time he's done that, he's had a top 20 week. He's just a stud. That's all. The guy memorized everybody who's drafted in front of him. You love that kind of energy.
And as previous stated, if you have 150 targets per year, you're 83% to be a top 10 wide receiver. So at this pace, you'd love to see it.
Mike, let me ask you a quick question.
Yes.
Anybody who's going to have this guy at targets, you're going to tell me that stat every time?
Yeah.
Just want to know for like...
I'm just saying, buy right now for St. Brown.
I agree. I just want to know if they just... Am I going to hear that every week?
Gotta let the community know.
Okay. I just want to know.
Guess what?
Dolphins versus Ravens.
Tyreek
is the guy.
I love this thing where you wrote. Waddle is a 5 to 7 target guy. Yeah. What?
5 to 7 target.
Based off game one?
Yeah.
I saw this stat and I said to Mike, I was like, how could you come to that conclusion off
Because I've come to that conclusion.
He's watched it. He saw the future.
He saw the one game and that was enough.
That's all I need to see.
He's the Raven in Game of Thrones.
The 3-eye Raven.
So that's all you needed to see.
That's all I needed to see.
Waddle gets 5 targets.
Tua still can't throw a deep ball. That's all I need to see. No running back was that any good. I mean, that's all I needed to see.
I kind of said this. I just didn't think their backfield would be anything
special. Based off stats,
special.
Dolphin had the best offensive week.
What?
Yeah, I saw it.
According to who?
I saw it on Twitter.
According to probably PFF's dumb.
They played
I'll look it up. I'll find it.
They scored 20 20 points.
And 1 touchdown was on the defense.
I think it's efficiency.
Efficiency?
They scored 1 touchdown.
Listen. Just
I'd love to know what
I'll find it.
23
Please,
carries
because
for
that is a
65
garbage
yards.
stat. Patrick Mahomes then threw 5 touchdowns. Easily the best player.
At 33 first downs.
33 first downs. Put up 45 points. The Dolphins scored 1 touchdown.
We're talking about the Dolphins at the best.
Oh my God.
I think it goes into everything.
Devin Duvernay had more touchdowns than fucking the Dolphins did last week. But here we are talking about how Tua is the most efficient player in the NFL.
I mean, I think he threw like 70-something%.
He threw the ball 3 yards.
He averaged 8.2 at throw. I mean, yeah, I don't know what metric came to play there, but anyway, like I was saying, their back
30 for 39 is better than 70%, by the way.
I was
just Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying. If you read it somewhere,
I read it.
Okay.
I gotta find it.
We don't have to sit and
Yeah, no,
linger on
keep
that.
going. Chase,
What? No, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna read exactly what you were just
All
gonna
right,
say.
read it.
All right, Chase Edmonds saw 73% of the opportunities. That's 22% more than he had last year with the Cardinals. He didn't really do all that much, but the big thing in this game to me, coming up this week is Bateman just gonna be the deep guy, or is Devin Duvernay just the stud on this team now? And what happened with the game last week wasn't really close. Like from beginning to finish, the Ravens had that game in the bag.
No, early on it was like 3-3 all the way to like halftime. It was 10-3 at half.
Yeah, I know. I had the first half money line.
I mean, it wasn't like the Ravens went up 20.
Yeah, but like they were never really in doubt of losing that game.
Well, not after half. I'll give you after half.
So, I don't really feel like they let all the weapons out. It's hard. We didn't really learn anything from the Ravens.
They want to run the ball.
Not even. They only ran 21 times, and
yeah.
Drake had 11. I wouldn't own any running back on their backfield.
No.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Dobbins to be healthy or not healthy, and that's it.
Well, the Gus Edwards should be back eventually too.
Anything
That
else
guy
on this
sucks.
game, boys?
Absolutely not.
No.
Dolphins.
No, I don't think so.
The Jets versus the Browns. Ew. What a bad. Just a hopeful. Tell you that. On the Browns side, one interesting thing I thought was Donovan Peoples-Jones
Yeah, he
led the team in targets. I believe he had 11.
Yeah, you want me to say my stat?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I was joking with the
Oh my God, the 150 targets.
It was a joke.
Here we
It was
go.
a
So
joke.
he's gonna finish his top
He's
10
gonna
wide
finish-
receiver.
We have now 5 wide receivers finishing in top 10.
And we didn't even talk about Cooper Kupp or
Chase or
Justin
Jeffries.
Jefferson.
I'm joking, everybody.
Mhm.
This is week 1. They're not all gonna see 11.
Overreaction Monday, Tuesday, whatever day it is. Very weird thing to see was Kareem Hunt on the Browns, 71% of the red zone touches. You don't really get that usually on this team. This year he did, and Nick Chubb was running the ball well.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah,
good.
like 140, 150 yards.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like he was running the ball bad. It just Kareem Hunt was getting that red zone work.
Well, I think he got him there, and then they needed someone to finish out the drive, and Chubb was tired.
Yeah, I guess. Another thing on the Jets, the route participation. Elijah Moore, 89%. Shocking. Corey Davis, 68%. Did not see that coming. After being such a big Corey Davis guy last year, just didn't see it coming.
They don't even use Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, I don't know what Mike's talking about. They used him more than half the time last week.
It's not good enough for me.
And Braxton Berrios, for whatever reason, Mike loves him as well, 47%.
I just gotta stick with the little people, baby.
Yeah, it was people in and out all game, opposite of Elijah Moore, who we knew was going to be the clear-cut wide receiver one on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Another interesting thing was that Michael Carter
Fumbled.
was way better than Breece Hall was.
Hall looked like shit.
How funny is we talked about that literally right before, like last week we talked about how we thought Carter would be
And we
better
got
than Ball.
eaten up a lot.
Yeah, we did. You know,
It's 1 week, so there's no point in taking a victory lap in it. But
not yet, but next
Fuck,
week,
I
if
took
it
a lap
happes
in
again,
week 1.
I'm taking a victory lap.
I'm looking to
'Cause I
get paid
brought it up.
$100 already for that. So
I'll be taking that victory lap. Listen, I think that Michael Carter can do more, and he knows the offense, especially when Joe Flacco's playing quarterback. It's more check downs. You know, they're not throwing the ball as deep. You know,
see, smaller people have a better chance of hitting that bad hole. That's the problem. You know, when you're Breece Hall and you're 6'1" or whatever, 240 pounds, you can't hit the hole like he can. It's just facts.
I mean, it's definitely harder when you're taller to hit the hole.
I don't know. Derrick Henry usually does not have a problem hitting the hole.
Yeah,
No,
you
he
see the
obliterates
Giants.
the hole.
Yeah,
He
but you
makes
see the
the
Giants
hole.
laid him out. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Trey Crowder, baby.
Yeah.
Laid him the fuck out.
Yeah, that was ugly. Speaking of the Giants, let's move on. Panthers versus Giants.
It's gonna be a good game. Giants hopefully 2-0. I I gotta talk about Robbie Anderson because I think he should be a key addition to your roster. 53 snaps, 33 routes ran, 7 targets. Baker Mayfield did not care about what he said before he got traded to the team.
Yeah. We briefly touched on this right before this season left.
Yeah.
Right before the season started last week.
Who should be the wide receiver 2 over there?
Are we really not talking about Robbie Anderson?
Yeah. 85% of his targets were catchable. That's 16% higher. Darnold sucks. Obviously, that's a clear stat for Darnold right there.
I think it was just so hard to tell with Robbie Anderson because of his comments about Baker. If Baker would give a shit about that.
Because Baker's the type of guy who gives a shit about that.
Right. Baker clearly cares about that shit. So it was will Robbie, have a reduced role because of that? But the talent, we always have kind of said Robbie could be pretty good. And I mean, this is the best quarterback he's had. I guess we'll see if it continues. But yeah, 8 targets and 5 catches for 102.
Yeah.
Tutty.
I will say that Baker didn't look like he was angry at the Browns. Pre-game and then post-game. He was talking real nice about the Browns. I was very surprised.
Humble pie.
Yeah. Humble loser, I guess.
Saquon is finally back. Yeah. He's healthy. He's running to the left. He's running to the right. He's catching tons of passes out of the backfield.
Can't believe he ran the ball to the left.
You hate to see it.
Multiple times.
He should have
one of them for 70 yards.
He should really have close to 40 points because that touchdown was going to be his if at the end of the game. He got the 2-point conversion, but that touchdown before, he should have had a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah.
I think even if he hadn't, obviously the performance was awesome, but even if he didn't have the 164 yards and a touchdown, if he was just running the way he was, that alone was enough to sell me.
It was the eye test.
Yeah, the eye test.
He could have had 10 snaps and he ran like that. I'm like, he's gonna have a year.
Last year, he did not pass the eye test. He clearly physically was not right. He looks right now.
He looks
good.
And
we were all kind of high on Saquon. We liked him
so
this
high.
year. Mike was clearly the highest.
Payday, baby.
Maybe a little
There's nothing better than a running back on payday. Except for if you're Jacobs. Because he fucking doesn't do shit. All right? He does not care.
It's fair.
I don't know. It's 1 week. I'm not going to.
1 week with 10. Only 10.
Jameis might think that's buy one, get one crab legs best. That's the point. Were you surprised, especially as a Giants fan, Mike, that Kadarius Toney basically wasn't on the field?
I was shocked that he wasn't on the field. I'm not shocked that he didn't have a big there was some people out there in the Twitter world saying that Toney could be a surprise flex play.
I did think that Toney would,
especially against the Titans secondary, and I was like, nope, not me, because I have Toney, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I don't trust it, because it's really hard to trust Toney in general, because he could literally just open his mouth, say something wrong to the coach, and you won't know about it. Especially the Giants organization, they're not going to say nothing about it. That's why he was in trade rumors before the draft.
I mean, I remember he took that play that was supposed to be a pass, and then he took it for a run.
Yeah.
And then he got 25 yards, and then clearly the Titans know that he's got anger issues. So they kept trying to keep him down on the ground and pulling out his jersey.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't punch him.
Don't punch him.
And he to credit him, he got up, handed the ref the ball, and walked away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
He bit his lip. I'm telling you. It is interesting to know whether he plays this week. Panthers is a decent defense, but Robinson is probably gonna be out with his knee. Not that has major impacts on fantasy, but for Toney, he should be on the field now. We'll see.
I think it's also important to note, Daniel Jones, of his 17 completions, only 5 went to wide receivers.
Yeah. Galladay was 2.
Yeah, I know. And then Sterling Shepard was 2. And then, Robinson, before he got hurt, had 1.
Yeah.
So it's just
So, why didn't they use Toney?
I don't know.
They won the game. I'll say that somehow.
It was clearly Saquon.
They desperately need him.
Which is good. That's what we thought would happen. And with some Toney mixed in, and we were just wrong.
I just hope the coaching staff's you know what? He needs to play.
I mean, it's
clear.
He's electric.
Obvious.
He
needs to play.
Yeah.
He would be a star. He would be an instant 1,000 receiver. Everything else, as long as he's healthy and is on the field.
If he got 10 targets,
he would probably be better than Cooper Kupp.
Guess what?
He'd probably be better than Cooper Kupp.
He'd be better. He's more athletic, but yeah.
He reminds me of Percy Harvin, the way he jutes, like, I just feel like he has an instant breakaway.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. I don't hate it either.
Anyway, next stop.
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock games. 4 o'clock, everybody. 4 o'clock Eastern. Falcons vs. Rams. What are we talking about? We're talking about Cam Akers.
Talking about Allen Robinson.
Who? I guarantee Allen Robinson's gonna be a wide receiver like 12 this week at least.
I think they're very clearly going to get him.
They're
gonna
feature him.
Sean McVay made a point to talk about him after the game.
I have a thing that I thought of this afternoon about Cam Akers is they're saving him. They know they'll probably have a good chance of making the playoffs. Why waste him?
No.
I don't think so.
Toast?
I think
apparently
he
like
stinks.
I mean, I kind
there's
of
really
thought he stinks too, but
there's no running back that ever come back from Achilles injury.
Wait, well,
here we go.
Here
we go.
No, like
James Robinson just outscored Travis Etienne.
Come back? Well, yeah, but
he came back from an
wasn't
Achilles.
A star. Like they really like you're talking about one game.
He was a star. When was Cam Akers?
No, I'm saying he wasn't a
star.
No, I'm saying the star, and like he didn't have like a star game. Yeah, he had 50 yards and a touchdown.
Who? Darrell Henderson?
Robinson.
No, comparing the guy who just came back from an Achilles and just had 20 fantasy points.
I think I don't know. I wouldn't say that unless there was some statistics.
And let's ask this: when they're both healthy, Henderson has been a better wide receiver. Better running back. It's facts. It's in stats.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
He's averaged over 5 yards a carry.
To be honest, I don't think either are that good. Henderson's averaged over 5 yards a carry.
When he's healthy,
true.
yes.
It's
like 4.9. He's
That's
had
not
great.
5. That's 4.9.
Okay.
I mean, he had 3.6 yesterday. He's never averaged 5. He averaged 4.4 in his career. 4.6 is his career high. I mean,
okay, 4.6 is pretty goddamn good for a running back that's only averaged 10, 11 carries a game.
4.4 is the league average.
Right. That's nothing crazy.
He's
sorry. I'm used to Harris averaging 2. That's just the dick. I'm joking. Harris is great.
Yeah, I mean, we were all worried about Cam Akers. I just thought it was an interesting take that maybe they just didn't really want to use Cam.
I just don't think he's very good. I think
he's
know
dust.
It. I mean, I don't think any of their running backs are that good. Maybe the rookie that we saw a little bit of, who unfortunately is on IR, but
hate to see it.
I just think their backfield's a mess. Sucks if you drafted Cam Akers, especially in the 3rd round.
There's gonna be a game where he does good, and there's gonna be a lot of games he doesn't do good. Same thing with Henderson. I mean, he wasn't great.
No, even he.
He didn't
good.
see enough. They were down the whole game. They're down the whole game.
Yeah, but Henderson 13 carries, 47 yards, nothing impressive. I'm sure Akers will get a shot again, but I just don't have faith that he's gonna.
I have more faith in Allen Robinson this week, easily.
Well, we know Allen.
I have a little bit more faith in not playing the Bills this week, so
that's it.
It's true.
Yeah. I still want to make this apparent. I still think Stafford's hurt, and I just don't think they're saying anything. I'll die on that hill. I really don't think he's. Right.
You can't really call it that because Stafford's good for at least 1 interception. He had 2.
No, he had 3.
He had 3.
Yeah. I mean,
hurt then.
Obviously he was getting destroyed at
that old line looks horrendous.
They look horrible, but I still didn't think he looked right. I think in the pocket he looked uncomfortable.
At least his arm doesn't look like it. He was overthrowing everything. That's the thing. I think he didn't even play the whole. He's another team that lost and didn't play the preseason.
Well, he couldn't. He was hurt. So he couldn't throw for 12 weeks. Think about that.
The chemistry is not there.
He wasn't allowed to throw football for 12 weeks. So
if we're still having this conversation by week 5, then we're worried.
Fair
a couple weeks. He hasn't played. Like you just said, hasn't thrown football for 12 weeks.
Yeah, I guess there's that to consider as well. I just don't
imagine not walking
because Brady was missing passes too.
Yeah, Brady didn't look good.
What's that?
I said Brady didn't look good.
No, he didn't either. But Brady also played a little bit in the preseason.
Yeah,
he played he played a drive.
He played 1 drive.
Yeah,
you guys also 50.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to talk about your boy Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts, 28 routes ran, 7 targets, 23% share was him towards QB, 93 air yards. I had to look up what air yards is from Sean. I guess that's the ball in the air and how far it would have traveled if he would have caught it. Little bitch. Catch those passes.
Yeah.
Yes, air yards are his yards from scrimmage. How far the ball travels.
Interesting. Drake London almost exactly the same as him. 23% share, 7 targets, 30 route ran, 88 air yards. Almost exactly the same.
Yep.
Not good. Not bad. We'll have to wait and see.
Big thing we talked about a lot last year. Kyle Pitts lined out wide or in the slot 74% of the time,
which is good. He's out there.
Yeah.
I think it just comes down to like Mariota. Do you really trust him?
No.
He didn't look bad.
No.
Didn't look good.
He looked like he could play football. He didn't look like he could play football
He
well.
looked like a streaming QB. That's for sure.
For 3 quarters.
Listen, I'm going to take 72 rushing yards.
I remember
every
when
week.
It might just because he's on the Falcons now, but the Falcons did just blow a 26-10 lead.
Well, it's the Falcons.
Football's back.
I do want to say I think he's Jalen Hurts light. That's what I think Mariota is with the rushing.
If he can stay healthy.
Yeah, well,
real
yes,
light.
But like he has the rushing ability,
Yes.
and that's like he's giving you 7 points a week doing that probably.
And the difference between Mariota and Hurts, I mean, I'm not sure exactly on the stats. I trust Mariota does not make mistakes. Like it's known in his career that he won't like.
Can I get a fact
red
check
zone-
on that?
No, like go look up his red zone percentage of touchdowns.
Yes, that you're correct. He had that famous stat where he never threw an interception in the red zone.
Because he probably just runs.
I'm sure he fumbles and everything, just like every other QB. But I feel like you're not going to get those minus points fantasy wise by Mariota.
Yep.
His 45 career interceptions compared to 77 touchdowns.
That's mediocre.
It's okay. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But you're right about the red zone stat.
He has less interceptions than Jalen Jones, so
Yeah, it's true.
I don't actually think that is, but it might be close.
it's close. One last
Probably
thing.
same games played too.
Cordero Patterson saw a career high 25 touches, 84% of the running back opportunity. I will say they only had 2 running backs on the roster on Sunday, and Damian Williams got hurt.
Love it.
So
Love it. He says love it.
I hate that guy.
Oh yeah, he can't stand that guy.
I can't stand that guy.
He's got some bad flashbacks to that guy.
I mean, he deserves that Super Bowl MVP, but besides that,
Love it.
So next week, Tyler Algier would be in the lineup, and don't think that Patterson's gonna
not in the lineup, on the roster. He's gonna be in your lineup.
No,
I mean like
he'll be playing
he'll
at
be
least
playing.
a little.
He'll be playing.
Yeah.
He'll get 5 carries.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I do think
The plan wasn't to have Cordero Patterson have 25 touches.
No,
that was
but
not the plan.
I think the read option with Mariota and Patterson, really good combo for Patterson.
Yeah.
That is a really good
It is.
combo. Like Matt Ryan couldn't do that. So
Fair.
I think that's good news if you own Patterson.
I'm trading for him.
All right.
Joking. Next up, Seahawks vs. 49ers. Basically, we're talking about Elijah Mitchell. Big running back last year. This year, went to preseason, hurt his knee. Still hurt again. Maybe he came back too soon. Now the starters are going to be Jeff Wilson for the most part. And Debo.
Yeah.
And Debo.
I will say, if you watch that game, the 49ers-Bears game, I'm throwing that whole game away off.
Yes.
Easily.
For both teams.
For both teams.
Yeah.
That field was horrible.
That was a waste of a game. That was backyard football at its finest.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go into this next week clean. Everybody is going to be open-minded about the running back, wide receiver, and Trey Lance because it's not fair to anybody to start ruling them out. It is
Joe Green.
Yeah, Joe Green.
I got frustrated just because I own him in a lot of leagues.
I'll trade him to you. I took him in every league that we're in.
Jeff Wilson, after Elijah Mitchell game, after he got hurt, he had 9 attempts. Debo had 6. I think that's going to continue to be it. I think Debo's going to continue to get more carries now that Mitchell's out. That's for a fact.
And I just want to say, like, to the people who are on the waiver claim, especially the people with the fab money, like, don't blow your load on Jeff Wilson.
No,
because
don't.
it will not be worth it. I promise you it won't.
I'm not saying
He
it's
doesn't
not
pass the eye test.
Listen, I'm not going to say it's not worth it. He's going to be the starting running back which I think you might think it's the rookie eventually down the line, but I think he's going to be starting running back on a run heavy team with a good offense line. I mean, they in a defense that should keep him in all games. They should be running the clock a lot of the time.
I'm not saying he's not worth a claim. I'm saying he's not worth spending like 50%
No,
of your money on. He's
don't.
probably not even worth spending 30% of it. But
What about
I still
20%?
think, maybe 20. Like Debo's gonna see a lot of work. Trey Lance can run, and
he
the
had
rookie price is there too.
Trey Lance had 12 attempts in Sunday's game. He really just didn't look good. Nobody looked good.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really take away from that game. On the other flip side, talk about the Seahawks real quick. Rashad Penny looked good.
He
He
did.
looked decent.
He looked strong. But Kenneth Walker's coming back.
Interested to see the split.
Yeah. And Metcalf's clearly the wide receiver 1, but the problem is he runs backwards, not forwards. And he did have a fumble. But they let Geno cook.
They let Geno cook.
Yeah, maybe that was just kind of getting back at Russ, but who knows? Geno looked real good. He looked crisp.
In the first half, he looked awesome.
Yeah.
There's not a better like backup QB to fill the role of Russell Wilson. Like mobile, arm talent. Yes, he's not Wilson, but I mean to put that offense and then just supplement them with another QB, like there wasn't another one on like you could just pick up that was better than this option as a Geno.
Like Geno, there was never anything wrong with Geno. It was the Jets. It was always the
A broken jaw.
Yeah, like it was never his fault. He was always serviceable. He was never really the reason that you're losing games. But I don't know how much winning that team's gonna do.
They're not going to do much winning.
Not much more.
Do you think Kittle comes back?
Do
we have any news on that?
We'll have to wait. I don't think there's anything else on
All right.
Kittle. I just want to say with Metcalf, I wouldn't be discouraged by the stat line.
Yeah,
like
no.
Patrick Surtain is a freaking monster.
He's good.
And he shadowed him the whole game.
Yeah.
For him to just come away with what should have been 10 fantasy points, but he fumbled, I wouldn't be too upset.
Yes.
I mean,
he
this is
caught
not-
all 7 balls that came his way. So
This is not a good matchup going into this game either, but it should look a little bit better. That secondary is not as good as the Broncos. Pass rush is there, but secondary not as good. Is that it?
yeah, that's it. That's all I got. On that.
All right, Bengals versus the shit Cowboys. Yes, I said shit because they're dog water.
If you're a Joe Burrow owner, don't worry.
Don't worry.
He had 5 turnovers versus Steelers.
He didn't play in preseason.
Didn't play in preseason.
Still had 20 fantasy points.
Still had 20 fantasy points and almost won the game. That was the worst game he's probably ever played in his life. Probably never been more negative at himself in a game, like mentally.
Lost Higgins.
Lost one of his top guys. Still almost beat a team. I'm not worried about Joe Burrow. He's got ice in his veins.
I'll tell you what, if Higgins is out from the concussion, give me Tyler Boyd, the streaming option this
Yep.
week.
Touchdown, right?
Absolutely.
He had a touchdown last
he had
week,
a touchdown
I mean,
last week.
we talked about why is Tyler Boyd not being drafted everywhere, because he's always involved.
One
He's
injury
the guy who's
away.
going to get you those points no
I
matter
have a
what.
question for you guys.
I have an answer. Guess
Landry or Boyd?
what? Oh.
Good.
Nah.
I mean, I'm
Season long or like this week?
the next 5 games.
Oh, that's tough. Probably Landry based on the first game, but give me Boyd.
Landry, but
Boyd for
not
next
by
week.
much. By a little.
Just
Because I'm buying back in. I'm buying back in on Jarvis, and I'm allowed to because I've been on Jarvis forever. I'm allowed to.
Billy's back in. We're gonna repost that clip at the end of the year if he balls out.
I'll just go like one good week, one bad week. I'm like, I'm back out. I'm back in.
I'm all in.
Who's most hurt by the absence of Dak?
This whole team.
That's the correct answer.
You know what hurts more? It's not even Dak missing time. All right, because me hating on Dak isn't hating on Dak himself. It's hating this offensive line. They lost another guard
Left
or
guard.
center.
It was left guard.
I think it's McGovern. I don't know what position he's
McGovern.
playing.
It's Connor McGovern.
He's played center and he's played guard. They lost another player
Yeah.
on the offensive line. And now you're about to go against the Bengals, who their defense is getting better and better every year.
Yep.
What?
I said, yep.
I'm telling you, the Cowboys are down. If you're lucky, see, even if Dak comes back in 4 weeks, you're still going to look like shit because guess what? You don't have time to throw down the field. And CD is getting doubled. And guess what? What are you doing with that offense? You don't have another person. If Gallup comes back, maybe you have a shot to come back in that division. I doubt it. No offensive line. No Gallup for right now. And now what? You have a fat Zeke and a Tony Pollard.
Zeke looked good.
I mean,
Zeke averaged 5.5 yards a carry, and they decided to throw the ball to people we've never heard of before.
it doesn't matter. They're going to be down in every game.
I'm just saying, like, if we're going back to last week, Zeke was clearly the best player on that team, and they just, after all the offseason hype of Jerry Jones saying, we're going to give Zeke the ball, the offense is going to run through Zeke.
Can't give the ball when they're down.
And they threw it 42 times.
To who?
But let's see how bad of a liar he is. Let's see how bad of a liar he is. Reports that Zeke was going to get the most carries. Tony was going to play a lot of wide receiver. What happened? 2 targets for Tony, 2 targets for Zeke. They both have almost the same rushing attempts, 10 and 16. That's 16 rushing attempts in the game. They were only down by, 13 at most at all times. They could have came back in any part of that game. Prescott was only out in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It didn't make a difference.
You summed it up pretty right. And they released. I'll continue to go back to this.
Good rant.
They traded Amari Cooper for absolutely nothing. And for no reason.
Yep.
And now CD gets doubled every single possession.
They saved like $1.5 million or some bullshit like that.
It was such an overreaction just because they don't like that he doesn't play hard every game. It's like, well, look what happens.
At least he takes a double coverage.
Yeah, right. You have Noah Brown out there.
And you don't even have your rookie wide receiver.
Because he stinks. Because Jalen Tolbert isn't any good. Like, you asked.
Listen, I'd rather have a 6'4" guy that at least runs 4.3 out there than this.
But if you can't catch the football, what difference does it make?
You still got to cover that guy.
Just, I don't know.
You could leave Christian Watson on the Packers wide open. He's never catching anything.
He's never going to see the field.
He's still running, I heard.
Still, yeah.
I mean, Cowboys, sorry.
But yeah, I think you're devastated if you own almost any of those players, but I think CD hurts the most just because you drafted him so high and you counted on him.
I think you can get a little bump up from Tony Pollard, a couple more checkdowns and
maybe
Dalton Schultz, but
I think Schultz has the biggest upside.
I think Schultz is the only one who didn't get devastated from that because it's clearly
I think he either got better. He might have got better.
Maybe from the checkdowns. Maybe.
Because Cooper Rush is not throwing 15 yards down the field. He's a bum.
It's definitely not.
I mean, he had 9 targets, Schultz, and I'll take 12, 13 points every day from my tight end and love it.
Yep.
Let's move on.
Yep.
Cardinals versus Raiders.
Cardinals defense stinks.
Is that even a defense out there?
What? Listen, Joe Green told me not to talk about, this team stinks. Cardinals defense stinks. They got embarrassed.
I'm telling you, they're going to be the team we look at every week and go, yep, play your entire lineup against them.
Guess who's back on that tight ends versus Cardinals this week?
It's not even tight ends. It's the whole team.
Yep.
The whole team just is not good. Again, it could be an overreaction week one, but I couldn't name a single defensive player other than Isaiah Simmons.
Nah.
Yeah. It's bad.
Their whole defense, they have players that are playing out of position, not the right position. And the key example is Simmons. What are they? Middle linebacker, safety, corner. Get the fuck out of here. Just play one position.
Mm-hmm. Joe, how many times did Kyle get sacked? I don't know offhand. It looked like a lot.
Actually, it was only 3. He got hit 6 times.
Yeah. So. There was 3 plays. Probably all 3 he got sacked on. Yes, I thought he got sacked more just because I saw this clip that was on Twitter. 3 guys on one side, nobody blocking. Doesn't even look that way pre-snap. They just run and tackle him.
Could he see over the line?
He was looking left. He looked left, looked straight, snapped it, and kept looking left. And I'm like, what is this guy doing?
That's the clip that went by. I was telling Mike before the podcast. Billy's talking about the guy, Last Chance U. He was on their team. He got cut, and he was just ripping Kyler apart because he didn't even know what he was looking at on defense. Mm-hmm. Well, that's why they asked him to study 5 hours of footage a week instead of playing Call of Duty.
And guess what? October's coming near, and Call of Duty's coming out.
Kyler didn't look good. He looked a little scared back there, too.
I would look scared if I was a hamster in a fucking...
You are a hamster in a wheel. Fucking layup.
I ain't that. I ain't scared.
Oh
She's so stupid.
He gave you that Euro step. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
Euro stuff. You haven't Euro step in your life, you fat bastard.
At least Hollywood Brown had a touchdown.
Yeah.
Salvaged his day a
Yeah.
tad.
Kyler's still very accurate, so there's that. But how many times is he going to be on the ground is my question.
It would get better for this team. I mean, hopefully one of the Giants' offensive linemen steps up. So that's all I
That's your
gotta
show, everybody.
That's what I gotta say.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's not much else you can take away. There are a lot of injuries still, too.
Yep.
Joe Dreen, talk about your Raiders.
Yeah, talk about your Raiders real quick.
This is all you, baby.
They looked rusty.
They're rusty.
They didn't play all preseason. The offense was out of sorts, and
Devontae Adams looks damn.
Yeah, he looks
Devontae
good.
Adams is
I don't know who that he put that juke on that made him
Oh,
just leave the
Asante
screen.
Samuel.
He
Asante
left
Samuel
the
Jr.
fucking stadium on that one. Oh,
His
God.
dad called him after that. Said, "If you ever disrespect me like that on the field,
Oh,
you would change your name.
oh,
You would change your name, son."
that was disrespectful.
You gotta
You know what's bad? They almost fought before that.
oh yeah, Samuel and Adams.
And he's like,
yeah,
"Watch this, watch
yeah.
this."
You gotta like if you own Adams. He looks 17 targets in his first game.
Look at this guy.
What'd he do?
He just owns Devontae Adams in one league.
Oh, he's going.
Oh boy! 17 targets. You want me to read you your stat?
Yeah, give me the stat, Mike.
Yeah.
If you have over 200 targets in the season,
200 yards.
you're
You're number one. You're number one.
You're a top 50 wide receiver.
Oh god. No, I think you're gonna see a lot of points though. Darren Waller should have 2 touchdowns in this damn game.
Yep.
Derek Carr could throw the ball to him, but
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like a lot of points from the receiving.
Yeah.
Renfro still sits targets.
Yeah,
Ruh-roh.
I think he'll be okay. I mean, you drafted him as a flex at best. He went
At best,
he
yeah.
went in the 7th, 8th round. So you should.
I mean, you just have to make something out of those sits targets, but it's fine.
yeah, I'm not like distraught over that. If I owned him, I don't. But
But
The
you
run
want
game.
to.
The run game was horrible. I mean, they're playing from behind the whole game.
he had 57 yards on 10 carries.
That's 10 carries for the whole team.
They had 13 as a team. No.
It's not great.
You got to stay honest out there.
Listen, that is
I
not.
mean, EJ, you easily do a draw play. I mean, what's McDaniels doing
Hold
out
on.
there?
Hold on. So you're telling me that Devontae Adams had more targets than your whole entire team ran the ball?
They did.
That's
They
not
did.
not a recipe for
Not
success.
a-
You got to keep it honest.
No wonder you guys lost that game.
They well they're trailing but no Zamir White, which I thought was interesting that Brandon Bolden saw
Got a touchdown, didn't
yeah, which is fine in the receiving game, but like why is he seeing carries over Zamir White? I think they're still figuring it
It's
out.
still
he?
weak
Oh, you want to know
quarterback.
why? Because Bolden played for New England. And guess who your
Yeah.
coach is?
Right. But I think they're figuring it out. I wouldn't put a ton of stock into that.
All right. Next up, we have Texans versus Broncos. We have Daddy Long Neck, baby.
Let's talk about Mike's top 15 running back, Damian Pierce.
I'm fucked. I'm going to eat on this hill.
Oh.
But so is everybody else. 'Cause
You eat on every hill.
Everyone's going to shit on this hill, and so am I. Damian Pierce did not see the field very often. I think it was like 5 carries.
No,
No.
he had 13 or something. He had
13?
11.
He had
11 carries.
No. Not looking good either way.
I listen. I'm gonna stick and defend him. Maybe just because I own him in one league, literally just one league.
Only he wants to
You
be number
convinced
one.
him to draft
Yeah.
in that league
Yeah.
too.
No, that's not home
No,
league.
no,
He
a
stole
home
it from
league.
me.
I had him before that. I think the Texans coach said after Lovie Smith said he's still trying to figure it out. Like David Smith, Pierce is a rookie. He said there's some things he didn't understand when he was running, like how the NFL how to adjust. I think he'll figure it out as he trusts him more. Clearly, like Burkhead's a veteran, trust him to pass protect.
Yeah.
I think Pierce as the season goes on will get better. But the top 15 thing, looking off to a rough
Well,
start.
yeah,
I mean,
yes.
that was the hottest take I've ever
Like
heard.
you gotta at least see him in a lot, like every goal line. Like he needs to be a goal line back, and I don't even know if they used him as goal line back.
I don't think he's big enough to be a goal line back. Isn't he only like 5'10"?
He's-
Yeah, but he's fat and he's a missile.
So is Rex Burkhead.
Yeah.
He's not a missile.
Listen,
He's white.
I will
Let's
say
be real.
that I'll admit when I was wrong. Mills might be the best quarterback in this division.
Thank you.
Listen, I told you that on Sunday.
He looked good.
He looked good.
David Longneck, David Mills.
Tied. You got a tie.
He threw for 2 touchdowns.
You can't put a tie on.
He
on a
threw
giraffe.
39 times. I think he completed 30 of them.
What is he, Patrick Mahomes? I don't think so.
I gotta look that up.
I bet you.
Stat correct.
You should, yeah, you definitely should look that up.
I wish he would run because he would be on my team.
I mean, I just think the neck kind of makes it hard to run. It's kind of wobbling around like a giraffe out there. You've ever seen a giraffe
Like a
run?
wacky inflatable tube
I was
band.
totally wrong. 37 attempts, 23 times.
Yeah, of course
Completion.
you're wrong.
But 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
It was still good.
you just rattled up Patrick Mahomes' stat line.
Yeah, I
for
read
Davis
it.
Mills.
Yeah, I did. I mean, he had better stats than half the QBs out there.
Yeah, no,
He played. He
played very well.
He's an average starter. That's what he's going to end up being. Average. Starter.
That's fine.
That's not terrible.
Look,
That's,
think about it.
Take that.
I would love it if the Giants traded for David Mills.
Yeah, I bet because Daniel Jones isn't a starting quarterback in any league. He's not a starting quarterback in the CFL, the NFL. Shouldn't have been a starter quarterback at Duke, but here we are.
He's just a solid quarterback, Davis Mills.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Texans hate that, but he's not. I mean, I don't think you're like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl with Davis
Yeah,
Mills.
I don't think-
Like,
I don't think Texans are ever going to Super Bowl.
And they might one day.
Well, not in my timeline.
not in my timeline.
It's not that long, but
Okay, Dr. Strange.
yeah, really.
Fucking kid. It's like the 10th thing you've said wrong. It doesn't make sense.
Not in my timeline.
That made sense.
He said, "Oh, that's because that guy just he bit his lip." Don't say just bite your tongue.
Whatever it is.
That's the hill I eat on. Not in my timeline. No way. Not my chair. Not my problem. Oh God.
So what were you gonna say?
I don't know. I wasn't
gonna
saying
say-
nothing. You
I
were
was
saying
gonna
it.
say that I don't even think that the Texans in next year's draft try to go after a quarterback.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think that they stick with him for a few years and build the team first.
They're
Right,
clearly
right.
Yeah.
trying to make something of the defense.
Yeah.
That's why they went Stingley. That's why they have a defensive coach.
In other news, the Broncos coach is the worst coach in the NFL. He's the new Matt Nagy.
And we were talking about that because it's Sunday, 8 p.m. Oh, no, sorry.
Nope, we're
No,
still
it's
on the
still
same
same
game,
game.
Mike.
Sorry. Texans win this game?
No, I mean,
Yes.
Money line?
Yes.
Money line?
Yes, they do.
I don't think so.
If the Broncos play like they did,
I don't think
Last-
Broncos D is still good. They had a
what? You just said how bad they were 4 hours ago.
I don't think they're very good.
I think the defense is not terrible. I think they played.
In the second half, they played better, but you also got to remember
They started getting
Uh,
pass rush in.
Chubb
and
had like 3 good rushes, but like the Seahawks were getting the ball at the 1-yard line, the 10-yard line, and then they got it on what? They got it. They had a kickoff for the Broncos kicked the field goal. They got on their 20. I mean, I
I
guess
think
they played better, but
It'll get better. And then Texans are not all-star team, so
And we told everybody, except for Mike, because who wouldn't listen, that Javonte Williams won't get 100% of the carries.
I said that.
no, you're just funny from that clip. You go Williams. It's just like
It's a great clip.
I mean, Williams only got 7 carries
I
to
know.
Melvin Gordon's 12.
What, 11 receptions, though,
He
right?
did. He saw 12 targets, 11 receptions for 65 yards. Solid 5.9 yards per.
But I was kind of right about
reception.
Sutton, though.
How are you kind of right? He had 7 targets.
Yeah.
He drew a pass interference
First
and a
off-
touchdown.
Russ didn't throw the ball to a receiver till 2 minutes
Halftime.
left in the first half, so
That's going to be like it all the time,
I don't think so.
especially with this dumb coach.
No, I don't think so.
That coach is fired by week 6, man. He's
No,
bad.
the only reason why he was there is because they
Bad.
thought the Packers would trade Rodgers over there to him. Didn't happen.
I
Guess
do
what?
think that was why they hired him.
So,
But fantasy wise, just get back on that for a second.
They didn't learn anything. They didn't do anything right.
I am encouraged that they threw it deep as much as they did. Like eventually Sutton's gonna get a few of those balls where he's not
Yeah.
pass interfering
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
time.
I agree.
One ball, Russ threw the ball inside. It should have been outside. That would have been a touchdown.
like I said, I said this when we started doing everything. I preferred not Sutton. I preferred what's his name, Judy over Sutton, and I still hold that.
We'll see. They both saw pretty much the same.
They saw the
stat
same
line.
thing, but like I said, I prefer someone in the slot who can break away a catch and go deep. That's exactly what he did.
Someone posted Russ's throw chart,
Yeah.
and from this one game to last year, he is absolutely allergic to throwing the ball across the middle. I did not know this about him. Will not throw the ball across the middle from 5 and beyond, 5 yards and beyond. It's only to the sidelines and check downs.
That's why he's never had
Weirdest thing ever.
That's why he's never had a tight end.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy Graham, but okay, yeah. Other than that, sure.
Yeah.
I can agree.
Yeah, but he probably caught like 25-yard catches.
Are you sure?
I'm joking.
I don't know.
I'm joking because you said it was only 5 yards.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not worried about Sutton. I'm not, even if I'm a Judy owner, I'm not worried about Judy.
No, I like
because
Judy
I
better.
saw a lot of people who are Jerry Judy owners were like, that's not enough. We need more.
You had 22 fantasy points.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
beautiful.
one was a 65-yard catch and run.
I mean, you
Yeah.
drafted Judy.
It was a bad throw, and he made a good play.
You drafted Judy like you're expecting like 14 points per game.
Yeah.
Good
That's
start.
that's good.
Yeah, no, I wasn't mad at either one of them. I wanted to see more of what that offense could do, and they just got eaten alive by Seattle.
I want to say real quick on their backfield. I saw a stat last night. Did not know this. So wondering why Javonte Williams doesn't play more. Has the highest stuff rate in the league. No one gets stopped at the line of scrimmage more than Javonte Williams. Apparently, has a little Trent Richardson in him. Can't see the hole.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
But he has the most.
But when he sees that hole, he's
He's
for
gone.
fucking 30.
He's going for 30. But apparently that's like
He looks
his first
really.
problems.
Is it just me or he looks really small like on the television?
I mean, a lot.
That's
of
that
people
smaller
look
TV you were watching on
No,
in your bedroom.
I
now.
have a 50-inch.
I know, but the new one you put in the bedroom.
That's 50 inches as well.
That's 50 inch?
Yeah.
It looks small in the
It's
picture.
like my cock. What's smaller is really bigger.
It's a grower, not a shower.
It's a grower. That's what. Listen, that's Javonte. He's a grower. You got to give him a few
Yeah.
carries. He starts growing.
The
on
best
that.
thing is that you saw catches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I don't think
saw
he's going to get
fun.
another 11 catches.
No,
in
no.
the game.
But if you get anywhere from 5 to 7, you're
Because-
golden.
At the end of the day, Melvin Gordon's still better at pass protection.
Yeah.
And that's why he's in there,
Yeah.
especially down towards the goal line. It's just what he does better. He's a veteran, you know.
There's a reason why every time they threw the ball, Javonte Williams got it because they knew he couldn't pass protect. So like screen pass to Javonte Williams.
That's good.
Anyways.
What I want to see more of Sutton, I just want to see like little slants, 10-yard slants. Let him do something.
He was doing that in the red zone.
That's what I want to see. Like I didn't see that much.
He runs a lot of outs. He runs a lot of curls. He runs a lot of go routes. That's his game.
I will say, for a guy his size, they did not use him right when they were on the 3-yard line
No.
25 times.
Yeah.
No.
Every time he was going across the middle.
They
Why are you
never-
going across the middle?
They never even threw him a fade. They
Box
just-
out.
Every time he's one-on-one outside, and he's going in, he's running the ball inside.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
All right, that's enough. Bears vs. Packers, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Alan Lazard might be back. Might be. We don't know. Read the news. Lazy
We'll see.
bastard.
We'll see at practice.
They desperately needed him because the Packers looked like shit. You obviously saw the drop passes. They look terrible.
People were comparing it to last year, but I think it's a little different when you don't have the best. Like
I mean, you don't have the one of the best wide receivers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He also didn't play in the preseason. I don't think Rodgers did not play in the
No,
preseason.
he did not play in the preseason.
Rust and all that. They didn't have their left tackle as well.
Yeah, Bakhtiari was out.
Is he expected to play at all? Like in
He was
his
supposed to
his
play.
whole career? I don't understand.
This guy hasn't played in like 2 years. I'm pretty sure.
I know being the best left tackle in the league sucks.
How you suck if you don't play.
Jones, you gotta love what you saw from Jones and what's my fat boy name?
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon.
Well, you really gotta love Dillon more than Jones
Yeah.
because
Well, you saw Jones was featured in the passing.
Jones is out in the slot a lot. He just didn't get the ball.
We
That
don't
was a
have,
game that kind of got out of hand pretty quick. You know, the Vikings got the ball, threw the ball. Justin Jefferson, he scored a touchdown. They did it back-to-back times. So just 14-0 before Rodgers could blink, and they didn't know what to do anymore. I think AJ Dillon, great steal.
I mean, he almost had 100 total yards, 50, almost 45 rushing, 46 reception yards. He had 6 targets for 5 catches. I mean, and he got a touchdown.
Yep.
Like if you had AJ Dillon not in the 4th round, you're looking great.
yeah.
That's what they do myself. You didn't hear that? No. You get fucking-
I want to say I know Christian Watson's dropped a touchdown, but I'm slightly intrigued.
I'm not.
by the potential of him.
He's never gonna get the
But
ball
I
again.
want to see how many targets did he get? On
He
the
only
game?
saw 4. I mean, no one besides Dillon saw more than 5. I am slightly intrigued by the possibility of him being like an MVS, just like he catches a deep ball for a touchdown, but actually maybe stays healthy for more than 8 games. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I'm not rushing to the waiver wire to pick him. Don't know there's many formats I would besides a dynasty. But I am slightly intrigued to keep tabs on him.
I want no part of it. If you drop a ball like that around Aaron Rodgers.
Green Bay, besides week 3 against Tampa Bay, has very good matchups from the rest of the next 5 games. They have Chicago this upcoming week, then they play Tampa Bay, then they play New England, Giants, Jets, Washington. That looks great.
Yeah.
Then they have Buffalo. It's another hard game. But then they have Detroit and Dallas. I mean, they have a favorable matchup.
Yeah.
We'll see if any of these receivers separate themselves from the pack. We'll see Lazard.
Sammy Watkins didn't. Rest in peace.
No.
Because Dubs was supposed to be the deep route. He's supposed to be the guy that goes deep.
I thought he was the possession guy. I took Watson as the deep guy.
Watson's the deep guy.
I don't remember. I thought Dubes was.
For sure.
Coming out of college,
Watson's the athletic freak that can just burn anybody.
He's a freak, but.
All right. On the Bears side, real quick, I just wanted to talk to you about something. Remember when we were doing the mock drafts? And every mock draft I did, I took Khalil Herbert. And I told you guys, it's somebody who I've been picking up a lot in late in drafts for a good reason. Khalil Herbert had 9 attempts for 45 yards, while David Montgomery had 17 for 26 yards. Herbert was way more effective. Yes, we did say that game was kind of a throwaway because there's a lot of rain involved and whatnot. But that was the most Herbert's ever seen in the field while David Montgomery's been healthy. And I think we're going to continue to see that. And then maybe by year's end, we'll see something similar to how the Packers are. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon split. Or like Javonte and Melvin Gordon split. Very intrigued.
I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, you're intrigued because you got a touchdown, but he still had 17 attempts, 4 targets, a wide receiver from Montgomery.
Listen, I'm
it's
intrigued.
too early, especially on that game, which was all running game.
He was severely outplayed. There's been rumors
he was outplayed, man. It was all off season. It's like, watch out for Khalil Herbert. Taking more snaps away. Taking more snaps. I've been saying it all the time, and you're somebody who never listens to his friends, so.
That's why
I like the other running back of the Bears.
Who?
The rookie.
What rookie?
Who?
There's a rookie on the team.
There's a rookie on the team? You're talking about Treston Ebner, whatever?
He's the best passing catcher on the team.
Okay.
If they want to,
nice.
If they want a third down back, it's going to be that guy in the future.
$10 says he catches maybe 4 passes
on the year. You want to
4 passes on the year.
On the year, you want to do that?
That's fucking stupid. You're so dumb.
Ebner?
You're so.
I'm just
dumb.
telling you, he looked good in the preseason.
I bet you $100 that Herbert outscores him every single week.
He probably does. He's a rookie.
So what the fuck you talking about?
I just like him. I can't like
you
the
like
guy.
cake too, bro. Shut
I
up.
don't like cake.
Oh my god.
Or ice cream.
Anyways, it does pique my interest too because I
Thank
think because of the reports, if it wasn't for the reports that Herbert was passing him, I'd be like, I'm not putting much into it, but it's slightly interesting.
When has David Montgomery been efficient? Like
he's
ever
had
efficient?
an efficient year.
When?
2 years ago.
Efficient. Ran from league average per carry? Never.
He's been on his career he averages 3.9 yards per carry.
Below.
It's below average.
He has a year that 2020 he had 4.3.
Yes, but I'm saying his career average. Yes,
Oh.
you're right. 2020 did average 4.3, which is again around league average. So.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna re-sign a guy for what?
Listen, I fucking hate the Bears. So.
Just
Dante Pettis is number 1 wide
Dante
receiver.
I forgot about
Dante Pettis is the number 1
Pettis.
wide
We were
receiver.
so
over
close to moving on. So close.
there. So close, but we still are. Titans versus the Bills.
Blowout coming.
Blowout.
Absolute blowout.
It's going to be murder. Bills are going to dominate this game. Allen, Dates. Against this secondary, easily.
Gabe Davis.
Touchdown machine.
Told you. On that touchdown that Diggs had, Gabe Davis was 10 yards behind him, wide open. The only other person within that area was the guy that was guarding Stephon Diggs. That was easily a touchdown by him, too, if he wanted it. If he threw it to him. Just saying. Gabe Davis is a force.
I want to
year.
say it's like painfully obvious when they're not throwing the ball because they take Stephon Diggs off the field. And then when he's on the field, he sees the ball like 40% of the time. I saw some ridiculous stat that like he only plays 70% of the snaps, but when he's on the field, he sees like 50% of the targets. It was some absurd. I mean, it's week 1, but crazy how many targets he demands.
Yeah, I mean, he's good.
Dontrell Hillard.
Yeah, I think he's a must-own in 12-team leagues.
I think it might be the best handcuff.
Yeah,
right
for
now,
that and
currently right now.
the amount of just passing work he got, like, he got lucky with the 2 touchdowns, but he was clearly used.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more than like we've ever seen another running back outside of like Derrick Henry be used in that Titans offense. So it really intrigues me. And Hilliard was very good when Henry got hurt last year. So he's somebody who I want on every lineup in the league. Doesn't have to be my lineup, but like he should be owned, I think, in every league.
He was very good when Henry was out?
Good.
I mean, I'm not
Was
going
he?
to.
I'm about to look that up.
Look that up.
My boy is the guy that's on Carolina now. I can't ever remember his name.
Dante Foreman?
Foreman, that's my boy. He's
That's the guy who came back from an Achilles, right?
He looks
Fucking idiot.
fat as fuck now.
Hilliard, he was okay. He had one good game. He had 12 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown. Outside of that, nothing
He's athletic.
crazy. Yeah, he averaged 6.3 yards per carry last year.
Look at that.
But like he didn't see much work outside
fair.
the one game. But yeah, he's a good spell. Definitely. If you own Derrick Henry, you better get this guy because if Henry goes down, this is your starting running back.
Yes, sir. Mike, you want to talk about Kyle Phillips?
Kyle Phillips, my boy, UCLA, one of my favorite draft picks of this last year's draft. All reports in the summer, they loved him. Guess what? He was on the field a ton. He had the largest target shares per route with over 20 routes minimum, which was 42.9. He had more than Tyreek. He had more than Devontae Adams. He had more than Brown, more than Brent Cooks. All facts. If you saw in the fourth quarter, when they're marching down the field, guess what? They threw to Phillips. They relied on him. He's relied more on with Tannehill than Burt's. I don't care what anybody says. He's better to have on your team than Burt's.
I just think that's just
Overreaction.
more like a massive overreaction.
White crime.
No, listen, Kyle Phillips is Hunter Renfrow light.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it will be Renfrow.
That's what he's gonna be, and he'll be a great actual football player.
He fumbled, and they still put him back on the field.
Well, of course, he's their most probably reliable possession receiver. Look, Robert Woods. How about Robert Woods? He's 2 targets. Everyone's telling me Robert Woods.
Listen,
Robert Woods can't. He's on
I'm
an
not
ACL.
arguing about.
I was not telling you about Robert Woods.
I am
promise you
not
that.
putting my name on Robert Woods. I'm putting Kyle Phillips'
Yes,
name in.
I know. So Kyle Phillips, nice little thing, but I don't think he's gonna be very fantasy.
And Giants
relevant.
defense, Giants secondary is not it. So
That doesn't discourage me from Burks though. At the end of the day, what was Burks doing? Exactly what AJ Brown does. Play action, deep crosser. He got it twice in that game. He would have had a third bomb if the Giants didn't tackle him. Somehow it wasn't
the safety
PA.
was there. Do you not see the safety
He still
right
would've
there?
got it. He
would have swatted the shit out of that.
He didn't look to turn around, did he?
The safety was right there.
He didn't turn around though, did he? He went to the tackle him just like the corner did. I'm telling you, he's in for a big season. I'm telling you, the Italian.
Not yet.
Jesse
Not with that
Colucci,
8
I'm
points.
telling
Yeah,
you.
I'm telling you.
Not with the 8 points.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He missed most of camp. Of course, he's
Yeah, with asthma.
It's okay. I'm not too worried about the asthma.
Tell this guy. He has asthma. That's sweet too.
All right, I'm
You know
not
what's real
worried about
funny?
that.
He got in an argument with some guy on Twitter earlier today.
Me? Oh, him?
Him.
Me?
Yeah. Don't care about no asthma.
Literally don't give a shit about no damn asthma.
It was too funny.
They need him to be good. That's the only way they can win football games.
They're not gonna win.
Is that how they win football games?
By using the
That's
play
not
action.
last time I checked.
Play action is the only way they win. It's
Yeah,
Derrick Henry, play action pass, deep cross. That's then
Kyle
their
Phillips.
thing. Kyle Phillips isn't capable of doing that. He's a small
I
receiver.
do agree with that. But I don't think that Treylon is that guy.
We'll
That's
see.
going to be
Ain't
like
that guy, pal.
I don't think he's going to be AJ Brown. I said that.
We'll see.
And I stand by he's not AJ Brown.
It looks like him.
We'll see. We'll see. It's week
Ain't
1.
him. All right, that's enough for the Titans and Bills. Next up, Vikings, Eagles, Monday, 8:30. p.m. Eastern.
Both these games are on Monday, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
they are.
Oh, yeah. An hour
Two
later.
Monday games.
You should
Love
have just
that.
said Monday.
I think I did.
You did. It's
Yeah,
a buck.
but-
7:15 was the Bills Titans.
Fucking idiot.
Anyway. Eagles going to go against the new high-powered Vikings offense, which we all saw coming. You want to know why? Rams offense coordinator became the Vikings coordinator, and he spoke it, and he did it. He made Jefferson look like a goddamn monster out there. Nobody was even near him when he was catching passes. What's the stat? Didn't you have a stat on this?
Yeah, it was last year. He saw 24% of his receptions against linebackers and safeties, and week 1 it was 60
60% going against linebackers covering them.
and safeties.
What
Yes.
the? Safety these days are a fat linebacker, skinny linebackers. Come on.
Yeah, I'm
Ridiculous.
just saying that was part of the stat. but
Yeah.
yes.
That's terrible.
That's the Cooper Kupp effect. That's what Kevin O'Connell will do for you.
Yeah.
Eagles, I was a little disappointed on their defense.
They kind of
They
had that game handy, like in
And they
hand,
just gave
and
it
they
away.
kind of like gave it away.
They gave it away.
They did that a lot last year too, by the way.
Yeah.
The Eagles. They were big on getting a huge lead and then just coasting.
It'll be very interesting to see if Vikings can put up points early on them.
Yeah.
Brown looked great on the Eagles.
Yes.
He looked great.
Miles Sanders looked good.
Miles Sanders, yeah, he had a touchdown.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All 3 running backs did.
Yeah, I think that was their focal point.
I
Let's get
think-
all of them.
Going forward, though, I think Jalen Hurts could be a little bit more selfish. You know, all 3 of those were off of like a Jalen Hurts pass or obviously or a run. He had 2 runs that got stopped, like the 2 or the 1, and they ran it with the running back.
Yeah.
I think you got probably like week 4, week 5, Jalen Hurts is audibling out and QB sneaking.
I think it benefits him if they do get it in the beginning. Later down, he'll be able to play
Keep
action
the
off of
defense a
that.
little bit more honest.
Yeah. Because they see Sanders, they're like, this guy's never got a touchdown in his life. I like Gainwell, his touchdown as well.
Yeah.
I don't know his stats exactly.
Gainwell, he
they
had
weren't.
520 and a touchdown, and he had 2 catches for 12 yards. He didn't really have a big game. It was just
Yeah.
a touchdown.
Yeah, like I said before, the game was kind of a little out of hand, and then
Yeah.
it became back in hand pretty quickly, and they almost lost that game.
Eagles ran the ball 39 times.
Yeah.
They're going to continue to run the ball.
I said this last year. They changed their offense halfway through the season. They're just run first. I mean, A.J. Brown was the only wide receiver that ate. Literally, I mean, Goddard had 3 for 60, but
I think it's going to continue this way.
yeah, of course it is.
I think A.J. Brown's going to continue to eat the play action. I think like if Devontae Smith, I really feel really bad for Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins. I think the only time,
As long as you see a target.
but
I didn't bring up. I did not bring up KJ Hamler. I have you know,
I just want to make
the
a
only
point.
guy who had a
Let me
target.
finish my point.
Fucking
The only
idiot.
time like they're gonna see like major fantasy points is if they receive a deep pass.
Yeah. I just don't
How
know how
many-
they're seeing the field.
Listen, how
Yeah.
many targets did Quez Watkins have?
Didn't have a single one.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, so
how many does Hamler have?
one. Yeah, and caused a pass interference to them for them.
Fuck
Melvin
cares.
Gordon to fumble the ball. But
Fuck
that's
cares.
the point.
I still gonna win this $50.
No, you're not.
Off to a blazing hot start.
I mean-
0 was on the board after 1 week.
One target, baby.
Like it's
We have
terrible.
anything else?
No,
talking
just
about-
he was talking about Devonta Smith. I agree with
Yeah.
you. I feel bad. I'm a little worried if I own Devonta Smith. Actually, I didn't draft him in any leagues because I knew this was
Yeah.
the situation was absolutely coming.
He was untouchable for me.
Yeah,
Like I liked him last year, and I was like, nah, now I can't do it.
not with AJ Brown, not in a run first offense, and he's probably the 3rd option, sadly, behind Goddard and Brown.
Yeah.
So
I have nothing really on the Vikings. Vikings look really good.
a little concerned about Thielen.
I
Didn't
don't
really do much.
Yeah, no one did though. It's
The
just
score
Jefferson. Not
was-
even Osborne did anything. They were
No.
up by so much. So
They were up by
I'm-
2 touchdowns. in
We'll see.
45
We'll see when
seconds.
they play like
This team.
this team.
We'll
This-
see
they're
this
not-
week.
I mean, Green Bay was supposed to have a good defense, but clearly not.
I don't know. They held them to 23. It's not like
Yeah.
It's not like they got slaughtered.
All
It
right,
was-
let's play your little game that you got here.
Yeah. All right. You still want to do it? We're at 1 hour and 30.
Yeah, run it.
Run it. It's gonna
All
take me
right,
10 seconds.
Panic meter. I got 6 names here. I think that people are worried about. CD Lamb.
10.
10.
Out of
One,
10, it's
the
10.
game is 1 through 10. Give me a number how much you panicked.
So your total 10 panic on.
Yeah,
on CD
Yes,
Lamb.
10.
I want nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Even with Dak possibly.
Fine.
being
No. 10.
9.
10.
9.
All right.
Cam Akers.
10.
7.
10.
7.
Maybe
10.
a 6. I'm not.
He's coming
yeah.
back from Achilles. 10.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. I'm not as worried as he is. It's just I'm a little worried. I wouldn't want him in my starting lineup yet, but I think that there will be value for Cam Akers at some point this year.
Allen Robinson.
2.
Not worried at all.
Not really worried at all.
Okay.
You have to give a fucking number. That's the game. I don't need your
fucking
input.
3.
You don't even have to explain it.
Give
you
me
just tell me your
3.4.
3.4.
I was just being an asshole.
Darnell Mooney.
0.
2.
0.
Okay.
I'm not worried. That's a throwaway game.
Trey Lance.
2.
0. Not worried. Throwaway game. We went over it.
And Najee Harris.
For what?
For the injury.
5.
For the injury, 0. For
5. This offensive line and everything else. 5.
that, 4. Yeah. The injury itself, like him missing time, right? I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. The injury, the ankle injury, nah.
Foot injury, no, not worried.
The scheme and this offensive line, 5.
All right.
Steelers gonna make the Super Bowl, by the way.
Here we go.
Undefeated.
Kenny Pickett comes in midseason.
That's a wrap, everybody.
Follow, subscribe.
Love
Like,
you,
follow,
smooches.
subscribe.